Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it, so do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, that way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Are you here? Are you with me? Let me get my chair all comfy. How is everybody? I hope you had a great week, that you enjoyed. What did I do last week? Oh, yeah, I made a journal and shared it with y'all. I've moved it. Let's see. So last week I recorded a video, and oh good, Get has a YouTube channel. So last week, hey Robin, so and Margie and Julie, so glad to have y'all here today. If anybody else is here, speak up in the chat. Well, I'm glad you're here, Robin. So last week I had a cover that was given to me for like a lined notebook. And I used it as my base and then made pages that I recorded and shared with y'all. I think I'm going to change the screen one more time. Let's go here. Give me a little more room. So this was already decorated on the journal cover. I added the fabric, and then I went through and added a few pages using some of the All About Robin's kits, some papers I had in my stash, just a variety of things. I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you didn't see it, it is recorded out there as a premiere video. We were able to chat last week because I had to work, but this week I'm able to be here live. So this was from last week, and I hope you liked it. Saturday was my birthday, so I got to spend some time with Henry, and I got to go shopping for some Lego. I had money given to me as a gift, so I bought some Lego, and I've got, I don't know if y'all can see it from there. You might be able to if I zoom. Let's see, let's do face zoom. So back here on my little shelf, right above, you see those little puppy dogs? There's a set of 3 little puppy dogs there. Let's go right, come on, get your finger. There's a little poodle and like a beagle and then like a golden retriever that I put together. And that same set you can reconfigure for a wiener dog and a husky. And then you can reconfigure it again and use the parts to make a miniature schnauzer and a pug. So I haven't made the others yet because I got to take them apart so that I can use the parts to make it again. So it's kind of fun. So I got some Lego sets that I can play with. Thank you, Robin. I'm having fun with it. I got another set because I made some purchases. I have some sets that are a set that I got a long time ago. It was a gift that was given to me. My sock is giving me problems, so I had to fix my sock. That was given to me. It was back in 2008, and it was called a beach house. And it's yellow with a black roof and white windows. And it's really super cute. And I had set it aside for a little while after I built it, and I kind of got back into watching some people build with Lego again. And so I thought, I want to do more. So I went online and I found a used set plus some extra stuff that this grandfather and grandson would get these sets and build them, take pictures of it, and then put it up for sale. And then the money they get, they turn around and buy more Lego. So I bought another set that's the same beach set, but it had extra stuff. And so I went to the Lego store today because I got up so early and I wanted to get this with my birthday money. I bought some more parts to make a little Lego village, not a big town scene. And when I went, I got a gift with purchase today. What did I do with it? Here it is. I haven't put it together because all I've done is just went to the store and went shopping. So it's a Pegasus. I have the unicorn back here that's the same size, and they had a gift with purchase that you get this little Pegasus if you order or purchase through Lego. And we have a Lego store in Oklahoma City. So I went shopping for a few minutes and I got this, and I'm looking forward to putting it together. I don't know if I'll get to do it tonight while we watch TV, or I'll have to wait. So I like it because, in a sense, it's a puzzle. It's a 3D puzzle is all Lego is to me. Isn't that cute? Isn't it super cute? So it's another outlet for me to be creative, because sometimes I can come into my craft room and I can do things, and then after a while I'm like, my brain doesn't want to do this particular function anymore, so I go do something else. And that's just who I am. I have a tendency to hop around in crafts and fun things like games, and in the sense of Lego, a puzzle, a 3D puzzle. So I'm kind of working on a few different things back and forth. What I did do this past week, I have almost filled this basket with potential ideas of putting pages together. So I think this was in the thumbnail photo. Like, this is a gel print. This is a gel print. These were little pieces that I had put together, but I haven't made them into a page. So I just stacked things, kind of paper clipped them with the idea that I could just pull one off and then start decorating, start putting it together. I was telling Robin that I have a bunch of, and I'll grab one, I have a bunch of like plastic baggies that have things in them. Some of them are just scraps of paper. Some of them are themed. And so I'm trying to use all of those things up. Thank you so much, Robin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so then, yeah, we didn't have all those fancy parts when we were younger. Exactly. Pardon me. So like, this is some scraps and pieces that I just put in here. So I've been kind of thumbing through here, and I'm like, oh, well, maybe I can find a piece, to use this piece of blue, or there's a book page, or here's a painted page. So I'm trying to use some of this stuff up. So we're going to do some eclectic journal pages, was my thought. And then next week, I should have enough of them put together that we can then make a few covers and then make 2 or 3 like thin journals. That's my plan. So I started with here, adding a few things. I went ahead and went around the edges with Distress inks. I grabbed a few components that I thought I could use, and then I paper clipped them in the order in which I thought I would use them, or the placement where I would use them. So that's one way that you can plan ahead. So maybe you're going to a retreat or an event where you're able to craft, but you don't want to take a whole bunch of, bits and bobs and containers, and you're trying to keep it all separated. And then when you sit down somewhere, you've taken up 3 tables. Well, if you do something like this, where you just place things where you think you want them and paper clip them together, or if you're careful, you can stack them. You may want to go ahead and cut some of the papers, but you have a layout here that then you can go ahead and start putting things together rather quickly. And as you're putting it together, you may want to bring a few extra supplies. You may want to bring a rubber stamp or 2. You may have a couple of embellishments that you wanted to use, or you could just strictly stick to whatever this is. That's what you do. Okay. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to kind of slide this up here for a second. I have this little piece of paper, and I have another one over here. I think I dropped my ink pad on it, but we're just going to use it the way it is. And my thought was, why don't we stencil on top of these 2 pieces? So I'm going to grab a scrap of paper here from my little bin over here to the side, and I'll lay these down. And I've got a stencil from one of my stencil clubs. I'm just going to lay that on top. And if you want to know which one that is from... Is that this one? No. Is it this one? It's this one. This is an old one. It's from my February 2020 Artistic Stencil Club. You can still purchase the stencils from the Stencil Club. It won't be a subscription, although it says it is a subscription, what will happen is when you place an order, you'll send a message that tells me which one that you want. And then once I ship that, I will basically disable so it doesn't reoccur, unless you are interested in starting from like that 2020 and get several of the stencils every month, or you can just go in every month when you're ready and pick one. All right, so I've got a stencil from the 2020 and I've got evergreen bough, and I thought it might be a subtle enough green to go in here. Thank you, Julie. You like that idea? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's see what else. Thank you for the super chat, Robin. That was really sweet of you. You did not have to do that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to ink up my little brushes. I saw that they were back in stock on Amazon. If you need the link, let me know. But you get a set of 6 of them with the black handle. And I want to get, I think, a little bit more, maybe one more package, so that I could put more labels on them for the other colors that I like to use. Okay, I think that'll be good over there. So now I'm going to do this side. Yeah, thank you so much. Helps with the Lego fun. No, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I just kind of get a couple of things. There's not a whole lot more I want. There is a set on Lego.com that is a modern house that I think is really cute. And Henry is the one that really said he thought I might want it. Oh, I think that'll look good. And so I've got it in my shopping cart right now. And if I purchase it, and there's one other thing I want to get, if I purchase these items, I'll get another one of those Pegasus. So I'm trying to decide, do I go ahead, because that Pegasus set, it's actually what they call a 3-in-1, which means you can build 3 different builds, but you can only build one of those 3s at a time. Comprende? But if I had 2 of them, then I could have 2 of the builds side by side if I want to. Or I could have bookend Pegasus and put the unicorn in the middle behind me, right? I probably won't buy much more Lego other than a few parts for my little beach scene. I'm trying to keep it rather limited because it takes up a lot of space. But I figure the pieces that I want to get should be fun, that I could take them apart and do other things with, all in the same category. Okay, so on the back side here, and I'm glad I'm undoing this, because I didn't want it to be upset. I believe this might be from the Exquisite Dreamer set from Calico Collage. I think that's where this is from. So I'm going to flip this over. It's on thin copy paper. I knew when I printed this that it was rather thin and I would want to glue something to the other side. So I grabbed a whole bunch of things here that I thought would be really cute. And I'm going to start with this strip of a gel print. Whenever I do my 12 by 12 gel print, I would put one piece of paper down and then there'd still be paint. So I would lay another piece and I get these strips, and they're just kind of handy because sometimes you can look at those full gel prints and you're like, that's so pretty, but I don't want to use the whole thing, or I'm not ready to cut it up yet. But because I made a smaller piece, I'm able to use that. Oh, so Julie says some of her 12 by 12 gel prints and mixed media paper I have cut up as junk journal starter kits. I'm rephrasing what you said. You got the idea from Sherry, is it Sherry Griffiths? Siri? I don't know if I'm saying his name. It's a he, isn't it? Is that the Siri or is that somebody else? Yeah, money thing to get more money, or the Lego company. Exactly. Got to get more money. Oh, Okay, you found them. You found the ones that are in stock. Okay, good. You win, dang it. Hey, Lorraine, welcome. All right, so I'm going to glue this piece down. I'm checking to make sure I've got it right side up. And then I'll just keep piecing on here, placing things where I want them. And I just realized that I know that this piece I want to put down in such a way that when I glue this down, it covers up that space there. What I haven't decided yet is if I want to cover up the top of the music or if I want to put this below the music. So what do you think? Above or below? So that would be below the music. So you'll see a little piece of that. Or I could cover it up to make a straight line. I don't know which one I want to do. So what I want to do though is move this over, and I know that I want to glue down these pieces first, but let me look to see if there's others that I also need to glue down. I think I could butt that one up against this one. I don't need to overlap it, so especially since I did do the distressing on it. So what do you think? I think, oh, Kristen, hello, welcome. Carrie, okay, Carrie. Okay, Carrie. It was leaving my brain the way he said his name. I just know it was a he, and I was thinking, how does he say his name? And it just, poof, gone. Carrie. Below, but, Julie says. Okay, below it. I kind of think too, because then it kind of breaks this up and gives us a different shape out of that piece. All right. So what I'm going to do is move this over just a smidge, and we're going to glue this piece down. I'm going to go ahead and push it under this piece so it gets us a new nice edge on there. All right. So now I'm going to add glue. This was a strip that I had cut off of one of my mop-up papers, and I thought this would be kind of pretty to use with these papers. A lot of these are just leftovers from something else, from cutting a piece of paper to make a pocket or a journal card or something like that. And I didn't get rid of it. I just went ahead and put it in my a gallon Ziploc bag or a plastic bag that was left over from some of the crafts that Henry helps me with at the shop. We have leftover, not crafts, embroidery. We have leftover bags. And so I'll save those. Okay, I think I want it there. I'm trying to position this so I'm not overlapping too much and I can fill my whole page. Now something about doing these, I kind of call it a collage. Some people could call it a Franken page because that was by, what was that, Nick the Booksmith. It just kind of depends what you want to call this, a pieced page, something to that effect. It does give a little bit more bulk to your paper. So if you do have a thin paper and you want to beef it up a little bit, you can put at least one layer of paper on the back side. If you're like Robin, she likes hers to almost feel like a piece of cardstock. Well, what you could do is put down one or two layers of just a book page. Just glue a book page down, glue another one if you want it thicker, and then collage over the top of that. And that'll give you a thicker paper. So if you're trying to maximize the paper that you have, that's what I would suggest, would be to layer up a couple of book pages onto your paper and then do your collaging, do your layering, add your digital prints, your scrapbook papers, your gel prints, whatever it may be. He used to be a professional cake decorator. Carrie did, huh? I didn't know that. I like watching his videos when I can speed them up. He's got an interesting way that he does things, And I kind of like his same concept that I have is I may see something that somebody else is creating right now, and then I will come to my craft space and I will think, now how can I make that concept but make it my own? And a lot of times it's because I'm using completely different supplies, a lot of times a completely different color palette, and then mine turns out completely different than the other person's. But that's where I got the inspiration from. It's kind of fun. You only make junk journals? Yeah, I bet I've never decorated cakes. My mother-in-law has gone to school and learned how and sold decorated cakes for a long time prior to Henry and I getting married. So I've never really seen that work other than a couple of photographs. So I'm not really sure, you know, some of the elaborate things that she's done. But Henry says she always made some really pretty cakes. I think I'm going to go this way. This was a piece that was cut off of one of Norella's digital papers, and I don't know which one it's from at the moment, but you know, some of her kits have some really pretty just patterned papers in there, and I keep telling her to make a few more with each kit so that you have this little piece that maybe you cut it up and only use portions of it to make something in your journal. Completely different. Isn't it off? It's awesome, you know, being able to take somebody's concept or idea and then make it your own. And maybe it's not necessarily that you were taking their idea, but seeing their idea sparked your own idea. That happens to me a lot, where I'm looking at it and then I start off thinking, well, I'll kind of duplicate their concept, but in my own way. And then before I know it, I've come up with a whole completely different idea. All right, so I'm just going to use some foam folder here to smooth that out. And I'm going to cut off this piece. I kind of like cutting as I go. Your father used to decorate cakes that were so pretty, but it's a lot of work. You know, I see, you know, these professional cake decorators that do some beautiful, elaborate work, and it's worth the money. It's expensive, and it is worth the money. Okay, so we're building up my scene here. I've got this piece of paper here that I want to put down, and I was using it because I was trying to pull a little bit of the greens, because there's a green here and there's a green over here. So I thought, let's just kind of keep adding. And then this is a prototype pocket that I started just to see how I wanted to put it together. And I thought, what if I glue that in the corner? But I want to decorate this one first. So I'm going to glue this piece down, and then we're going to decorate the book page. And I'll show you how I made it. It is rather simple. I just took a book page and pretty much scored a 1/2 inch in a rectangle all the way around until I decided what size I wanted it. And I glued over the top 1/4 inch and then used a circle punch. If you don't have a circle punch, use a circular object and trace it and then cut it with your scissors. And then I just folded in these tabs so it was ready to put on here. But I thought I would I got a piece of blue gel print. So what do we want to do? I have this shade of green that I could put onto the book page, or I could do pink. I've got a pink that we could put on there. I was trying to think of what I could do that was the Distress Oxide, whereas if I use the Tattered Angels, we have to use my heat tool to dry it, and I'm trying to limit how much electricity I'm using. So I'm thinking either we use the raspberry or we use the evergreen bough. So pink or green. And so while y'all are contemplating that, I'm getting my tools and I'm going to get a drink of water. Oh, you have a notebook to write down ideas? Well, you know, I've had really good intentions and I've started this project several times, but what I would like to do, and maybe I just should do a series where I make a journal that is relatively plain and then spend time putting ideas in it as examples. So it's an example book. And then have pages where I could sketch out ideas. And then maybe the next page I would execute that idea. That's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And maybe that's what I should do as a series like that. If you like that idea, let me know. All right. Do I want the green or the pink? I think I'm going to go with the pink. Let me do this. Let's see what happens if I use a little pink and then we were to put this blue beside it. I think I could make it a little bit darker, so I'm going to get my re-inker. When you get to use the bathroom, yeah. You like that idea, Margie? Maybe that's what I'll do next week is make a journal. I'm thinking I'm going to make it out of paper sacks because I like this size of the Christmas journal I made. And it would give me more room. If y'all don't remember the Christmas journal as I'm waiting for this to soak up. The Christmas journal was made with paper grocery sacks. And so the cover is 12 inches by 7-ish inches, something like that. And then the page, oopsie, I dropped my ruler. And so then the pages inside were 11 inches, and I can't remember how big we ended up making them. 6 1/4 inches wide each page. And so that would give me more space that if I wanted to paste this idea onto a page and then I could have room to write about it. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. Oh, the ads came on. Sorry. I apologize. I gotta make money somehow. So I think that's what I'll do. And then I can execute some ideas in it. I know there's some pockets that I like that I could put in it. That kind of stuff. All right, well, I think pink. So this should have enough in it now. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and go around the edge. And of course, right here. It's a great way to change the color of something. You don't have a lot of decorative paper. You can't afford a lot of decorative paper. But if you have a means to colorize paper, that is a big asset. Now, I'm using Distress Oxide, but if you had crayons, you could go around this with crayons and add color to it. You could use watercolor pencils, regular colored pencils, markers. You can use paint. You can use Tattered Angels. You can use anything that will colorize a piece of paper. Sometimes you get multiple ideas and they get all mixed up in your head. So sketching and writing helps keep it all straight. That's good, Kristen. I mean, that's the way to do it. Okay, so this piece is going to go here. I like how that pink looks now. Isn't that pretty with the pink framing that? Let's trim this and glue this down. But I'm thinking maybe I want to stamp over that. Use it with a Stencil as stationery for, yeah, for a letter. That's a great way too. Okay, so I cut that piece off and I'm going to put this piece down, but I think I want to stamp around this outside edge. So I'm going to grab my, and I'm just kind of taking my time with this, y'all, just trying to come up with little ideas. And I know I use this stamp a lot, but it's my henna rose stamp because it's, I don't know, it's such a versatile little stamp in my opinion. And I think this is going to give this just a little bit more texture. So any kind of little stamp that you could make a pretty background and just stamp it multiple times in order to get the pattern all over. Okay. So let's put this on here. Now look at that. Put that down there. Doesn't that look really good? And we're going to put this over here on this side. And then I've got a journal card I want to put in the pocket. So let's glue this together. We have the same ink pad. I love that big ink pad. I buy the re-inkers. Do you buy the re-inkers whenever you get your ink pads, ladies? And or gentlemen, if you're here? I learned a long time ago that sometimes when you're adding color to paper, it sucks up this ink. And it's a far less expensive to buy a re-inker to re-ink your ink pad than to buy a new ink pad. And I had a friend many years ago that she kept going to the store to buy a new ink pad. She said, my ink pad's dried up. I have to use so much. And I said, why don't you just buy the re-inker? And then you can just re-ink that ink pad over and over again. And she goes, what? How can you do that? And I showed her how to order the re-inkers off of Amazon. And she's like, oh my gosh, I should have done this a long time ago. So if you're not buying your re-inkers and you go through a lot of ink, it's really good to have it. And again, you don't have to have every single color. I buy the colors that I know I will use, that I like, as re-inkers too. I've got a couple that I still want to get. I haven't purchased Dusty Concord for my Distress Oxide. I need to get one of those. And I can't remember what the other color that I keep using over and over again. I think there was the blue, let's see, what is it? Ocean? Salty Ocean. I think I want to get this re-inker. It's different than the where is it? Mermaid Lagoon. It looks similar, but it's really different. This one has more green than this one has more white blue. So it's a little different, but I like using those. Okay, I think that looks really good. And I think what I want to do real quick, like, this should be dry in here. So I want to go ahead and fold this in half, just so that when I place my other pieces, I don't get them too close to the center. So I was thinking maybe something like that, or maybe lower, because I did find this piece. So I'm going to kind of build things up. And the idea that I have, I've got a doily here that I thought maybe I could cut and just put on here. What I don't know is if I want to put like maybe something like this over that doily and leave the doily white and just add some distress inks to the edge. I don't know. That's an idea. Oh, yes. So I have this piece of cardstock that fits into my pocket if I did it right. Trying to load it here without tearing everything up. All right, come on now. I know it fit because I was able to test it earlier. Did I glue my pocket shut? Or am I missing my gussets on the side? I may need to trim the... Come on, why can't I get a hold of it? Alright, I think I'm going to trim this down just a smidge and then it'll fit. So I'm going to go 3.5 inches. That way, I think it was a 4-inch pocket. If not, it was really close to that. Okay, so now it's going. It's going down in there. Okay. So I think what I might do is I was thinking about making like a pocket. So if I go that high, I can make a pocket on this card. Okay. And then when this is in here, come on now. So it's a little low and we can decorate this piece. I found this piece. I've got this butterfly piece that I was thinking of putting here, but I'm thinking maybe of putting it up there. And then this piece we're going to put over here. I've got a scrap here that maybe I should use it. No, it doesn't really. It doesn't add. What if we add it? No. I don't think I need it. I have a little label that we could put over here, maybe. Something like that. I don't know. What do we think? I think we need something here. Okay. Your jet black archival ink is peeling the top layer on one side. You use it all the time. I think, yeah, mine's pretty old, but I don't have any of them peeling up. I know that this top layer is a fabric, and that's what helps inks up your stamps. So I do recommend that you keep it down. But if it gets to a point that it's just really torn up, you might go ahead and get a new ink pad. Okay. I think maybe I've got some little flowers here. I've also got a dragonfly, but what if I have this flower? I could trim it so it doesn't stick out on the side here, maybe. I could put it up here instead and put it in the middle of the page. Maybe that's where it should go. And then this can go down here. I may want a little flower on that side or something. Let's see. I've got this flower. Is that too much? Putting the butterfly up there and the flower down here. You know, and that's just it. Too much is in the eye of the beholder, right? Okay, I think what I want to do is take this piece and I'll just cut it in half. And then I'll add some distress ink to it and glue half of it down here on the bottom. You know what? I might be able to use the other half up here on my little notepad. Note pocket. Pocket? Pocket. Let's do pocket. That's what we'll call it. So I'm going to go ahead and distress the whole thing. And then cut that in half, and I'll use both pieces. Not too much? Okay. All right, I think I can see this. trim it off. Okay, so we're going to put this piece down here. And then I have, this is one of my little library cards. And then this is a label from one of Norella's kits. And then I thought that piece could go there in the middle. We could, do I want a pink one? I have little labels that I made a while back. I just saw that. So what if we put this down here? Does that kind of make it neat? Now, do we want one over here as well? Oh, I think so. I don't even know why I ask y'all. I just make up my own mind what I'm going to do. Because this is a paint, so I'm using the beacon glue. And I'm going to glue this down. See, I've got crafting ADD. I'll ask y'all a question, and then y'all will answer, and I'll be going, what are you talking about? I've already moved on. All right. So this piece we'll glue down here. There's not much paint on this bottom portion, so I'm pretty confident that the Aleene's Tacky Glue will adhere this little doily. Okay, so now I'm going to put that right here. And it kind of covers up where it didn't really have a lot of paint on the bottom there. Okay, I think I have one more thing I want to do. Get my little notepad. I'm going to stamp the henna rose on top of that doily. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I stamped the henna rose on top of the doily, and now I'm going to layer in here. I may do it on this side. Come on. And then the little label. What I may do is glue these two pieces down so you could tuck that in there and it not be permanent. Get my fingers out of the way. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. You decorate scarcely. You're lazy at decorate. You know, sometimes I go through phases where I'll spend a lot of time adding embellishments and whatnot. And then sometimes I just do a very small amount, just enough that it's adding a little bit of something to the page, but not necessarily, you know, a huge big thing. I think that's not straight, but that'll work. And then this can kind of just tuck in there. It's loose. All right, and I think I'm going to go ahead with this piece at the top. So I'm just kind of looking to make sure I've got it in the middle. And I'm going to take this piece out so I can decorate it. Yeah. Well, yes, just what Robin says, you know, I'm always able to make it work. And a lot of it has to do with I'm using things that I like. Whenever you have lots of leftovers of things that you like, not just one particular theme that is obscure and you're only going to use it once a season, when you do it with things that you just love using, all the colors and the bits and the bobs that go well together, then you can make fun things pretty quickly and enjoy it while you do. Okay, I think that's what we want. I didn't want to put this on this side, but maybe we should. And then maybe what I'll do is put those together. I think that looks a little better. And since we did the henna rose stamping over here, I think we should do it on this green piece. Maybe just coming out the corner in here. It does minimize our writing space a little bit, but I don't know. I kind of just like that texture that it gives in the corner. So I'm gonna do it lightly. and kind of across. There we go. It just adds a tiny bit. And I know I covered it up on the bottom, but I could move this over so you can see it. Yeah, okay. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I want to glue this piece down. And I really didn't expect to spend a lot of time on my pages, but I'm just kind of enjoying the process of, you know, adding a little bit extra. These are going to be the extra pages. You know, you've seen those, right? They're just so extra. Okay. And then I think if I kind of rotate this, I don't know, do I want to do it that way? I don't want it to go into the spine. I probably should have positioned this a little bit lower, but I think I can get away with doing it like that across the bottom. And these are just some of the flower stamps that I have. You know, look at your single head flower stamps that you probably have, or one that maybe it does have a stem, but you could trim it and be able to use it as a single flower or leaf. I don't know. I like having that ability to add a little something, and it's not a digital that I have to fret with printing, and I only use one out of that whole sheet. I can make these any color that I want. Okay, I think we put this here, something like that. Maybe over. Okay. Come over just a smidge, and then I'll put this piece down. This is another rubber stamp here. It's just the label. I'm going to come down just a little bit. Okay. So that's where we are so far. And I think it kind of goes from this page to this page, how it blends together. All right, so now let's set this over here. My thought was I would add a piece of this paper, maybe add this on top, maybe even add the doily. So if we were to put the doily across the top and then put this piece, cut off the edges right there, doesn't that make it pretty? Another thing I could do is put this piece down here. I could stamp on just this piece and use this up there. I'm kind of thinking maybe what I should do is find another flower. Oh, you know what? I have this. It's just laying here. I could make that any color I want. It should, in theory, stick here where the opening keeps the flower out-ish. I think this is where we're going. Okay, where is my bone folder? Okay. Did I get y'all? You following me? What I'm gonna do? Okay. I think I want this to go here, right across the top, to kind of give it the look like we've got this little notepad here. So I'm going to glue down this piece a little bit from the top. I'm glad I stenciled two of them earlier because that was my goal, was to be able to kind of have this little pattern piece. So this should go here. And I just so happened to make it the right size. Yay! I like it when that happens. I thought the card couldn't be any narrower than 3.5 inches because that was the size of these little notepad pieces. Sometimes you do have to plan ahead, but I just found this scrap of brown and I was like, well, why can't I use that? I think I want to add something else to that very top. And something I haven't used yet is some fabric. All right, so let me look at this. Do I want to... See, I think I should stamp this little area. So I'm going to do this because I don't want to stamp the back. I just want to stamp this front. Let's do... There we go. So now we have a little pattern that when we put this down, that stands out just a little bit. I think I need some distressings where I folded that and then we can glue it into place. You like that? Okay, thank you. So I'm just adding some distress inks on this edge. I re-inked my ink pad before I got it started today. So it's nice and juicy at the moment. I think I'm going to get a piece of fabric to put across the top. Junkie Joe, is he being stingy? You never plan anything, you just craft. And that's, you know, I like doing that. Just kind of going with the flow. But sometimes when you do a video, you've got to have a little bit better of a plan. All right. I think what I want to do is glue this together and glue the sides down so that is a pocket. And then I think I want to find a piece of fabric or lace. I saw a piece of lace, but I feel like if I do the lace, I would need to alter the color. And if I look at my scraps of fabric, maybe I have one that would fit this look. I'll put my acrylic block on that for a moment. And then I've got this flower. So I want that flower to kind of stick out a little bit. So I've got a few scraps. I don't think that has got anything I want. Maybe this pink would go across the top there and then add the flower on top. I think that might work. So I'm going to tack this down across here. Yeah. I'm going to go off the edge just a little bit so that I can trim it flush. All right, let me get my fabric scissors. Okay, and then just kind of fray it a little bit. May kind of trim that. Somebody's sending me a message. Oh, okay. It's business. My husband's making business deals. All right, so do we leave it that white, or do we change that color to what? Yellow? Purple? We have some purple there. What color? I saw a little envelope that I made that I thought would be kind of cute to stick in here. And then I think I saw some pre-made little tags. Where did those go? Here we go. Like this pink. I got this pink tag. Oh, I'm liking how this is coming together. All right, so what color should I make that flower while I'm still grabbing stuff? I don't know. I've got this card that's just a plain card, but that won't fit. Mercy, peace, and love be yours in abundance. Jude 1:2. And I'm kind of thinking that is a nice little layered pocket element. Again, I'm just trying to use some of the stuff that I have. So I'm just grabbing things near me. I have a little bit of a scrap left here that we can use. I can't decide what color I want to make the flower. And I think maybe just a label down here, or I have these faux postage, and I think I have a butterfly. Look at that. Using all my things. All right, did we decide contrast? Okay, I like it. And then this will go here. It'll make it a bulky pocket. I don't care. Not every page is going to be like this. All right. So what color should I make the flower? Or should I leave it the white? What I could do is, I got to make sure this is going to stick down all the way. All right, now get in my pocket. I could leave it white and then get some of my colored flowers. I see a pink, a bright pink. And I have kind of a lavender color. Again, I'm trying to use this stuff up. I keep saving it for everything. So I was thinking, put the pink in the middle there. And then I've kind of got a blue, purple, what is this? Different shades of purple. So maybe this one, which would kind of tone down that pink just a little bit. Now, do we want to maybe use a distress ink pad and colorize the flower, the white flower, just a little bit? I think I need blue. Let's do ocean. There's the blue. Yeah, let's do ocean. Let's see how this looks. This is another reason why I stopped buying colored flowers. I buy white or ivory when I was buying. I'm not buying anything right now. And then it's easier to change the color. Okay, I think that works. Let's glue that down, and then I'll get some bling, because I know you want me to use some bling. I didn't use any lace. I used the doily, which to me could be lace adjacent. All right, let's glue this all together. So we'll put that at the top center. Okay. Put that there. Do the pink. Oop! Oh, we got glue drippage. I think I need to shake my glue. I put some water in it, and I think there was a pocket. It was a little runny. Okay, so now I need, let's get some rhinestones. I see some here. Whoopsie. Got some little bitty rhinestones too. All right, so let's just get one of these. I see already here at the edge. And I'm going to put that in the center. I think that looks pretty good. Now, that is going to go, and I made it really complicated, so I'm going to do this because that flap is going to catch every time you try to use this pocket. But turn it around. Oh, I like that. And so you got the little pretty on the page. Do we need a rhinestone down here maybe? I think we need to put one like right here. Like that. I like it. It's so feminine, isn't it? Isn't that pretty? I like how that turned out. And then this would be the other side. And I wouldn't add any more embellishment to this, you know, because you've got this really thick page here. I think it looks good. It looks good. All right, let's do the next one. I started this one earlier, and I think it'll go pretty quick, so I want to go ahead and do it. I didn't take my gloves off. I guess I could leave them at this point. All right, so here I have a printed page and some scrapbook paper, some digital images from Calico Collage, gel print, I see here. This was scrapbook paper. This is my digital paper, and this is from Artful. It's a kit that I have digital download in my shop, and what I did was I made a bunch of stencils and I made a bunch of gel prints, and I emailed these images to Norella, and then she took, for example, this pattern and then put one of my gel prints as the color behind it and made pattern papers where she added the other stuff. So again, I printed this. This one's a little bit heavier copy weight paper, and I think I still want to go ahead and kind of collage over the back of it. So I've got this piece that I was just grabbing what I found, and I think this piece can go here, and I'll just trim off the excess, and then this I want to put down as a pocket over that page. Then that kind of give us a pretty vibe, and it's still similar to this one, you know. So if you are making these together, you don't do exactly the same thing, but we're using the same color palette. Okay, this back over here. All right, so I think, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to use the gel print. I know I'm going to cut off part of it, but I think I would rather have a piece of this left over than a piece of that. So I'm going to glue this into the corner and keep laying all these pieces down. I'm going to check again to make sure I've got it right side up. Yes, okay. This one, this glue got runny. I need to buy some more glue. I was noticing the other day that I'm out of my great big bottle. I've got another smaller bottle over here that I can use from, but I was trying to save it for a little bit longer. So I'm going to have to look to see who has a coupon that I can use. Is it Michael's or is it Joann's? And go buy a bottle of the Aleene's tacky glue. Because I like to save money when I can. On things I can save the money on, because then when I can't save money on it, can't get a coupon, I can use those savings to get that item that I need. That's my logic. Magic little cream-filled snack cakes. What are those? What? Twinkies? Oh my gosh, Twinkies. Oh, I used to love Twinkies. They are not the same formula that I remember as a kid. I had one not too long ago, and I was like, ugh, I don't like this. This isn't very good. Okay, just putting a little bit of glue on there. This is a gel print that I made a while back. Oh, come on, slide up. Yep, there we go. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, I think what I want to do is go ahead and trim this piece off so it's out of the way. Now, if I wanted, I could have folded that over, and then that would have added another layer on this side. You know, if you wanted that more mixed media feel, you could have added it. I don't want to take away from the writing space. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is put on my pocket piece. And if I remember, these are just 11-inch pages, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it down to 11 inches. Get that out of the way. And then I'll just glue this part down. Oh, I guess I did get it too long. Oh well. I can do that with my scissors then. I think that's what we'll do. We'll just put that there. Yeah, as a pocket. So I'm trying to make sure I cut enough glue to keep that edge even after I trim it. Okay. Just kind of lining that up. I'm letting it go past just a smidge. I'm okay with that. Slide that into place. All right, now I'm just going to trim off this side over here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right, so there's where we've started so far. And I'll go ahead, give that a moment to get that lined up. So again, here I'm using a digital with the other on this side. So I've got this butterfly. I'm changing the order in which I had it before, I think. Maybe something like that. I've got an envelope here that I thought we could decorate. I've got this piece of teal. And so my thought was to kind of put it across here. And then this could go in the pocket. I could also do it as a stripe here, so that when you put it in the pocket, that stripe of green would be sticking out. I'm thinking maybe if I do a stripe on this side and a stripe on that side. Just kind of decorating that front. All right, I'm going to set this over here for a moment because I'm contemplating. What do I want to do here? Do I want to get out another doily? Yes, we just used one, but that doesn't necessarily mean that this journal is going to have these pages back to back. So I could do something where I used half of the doily here and then use the other half of the doily over there. And do we want to change? Oh, sorry. Get in the picture, Linda. Over here. So if I did half there and half over here, I'm just going to use this so you can see it visually. Do we leave it white or do we make it a different color? Okay, I'm thinking I'll glue this piece on both sides here. And then I think I'm going to stamp over it. And then that'll be my decorated envelope. Y'all tell me white doilies or change the color. Let me get this out of the way so I can glue this down. Twinkies disappeared for a while. Okay, that may be why I don't like them anymore, because they went away for a while. Maybe they didn't get the formula right when they brought them back because they're using all that yuck we don't like. Okay. All right. And then we'll trim this. So we're kind of making a customized stationery. And then I'll put this on this side. Maybe up here. Yeah. Okay. Come here, you. Don't you run away from me. I was talking to the lid. It's trying to get away from me. Just kind of positioning the glued strip down. Okay, and then trim this piece off. Now I got a little piece left here. So what if I were to... Now, do I want to do it where it covers the tip? I could. I mean, I could. I'm going all out on this. Let me show you. So what if I were to put the doily across there? I'm doing two of them. Come on now. I'm going all out for doilies. I found a whole thing of them. So then if we put one over here, one over there, and then do we use a small piece of this green on this side? Can you see that? Oh, Junkie Joe. Light pink doilies. Okay. All right. I'm kind of deciding here. So let's spray these a teal color. I'm getting a sheet of paper. Come on now. Things are giving me a fit today. Come on now, stop that. Okay. So I've got my little box. This may be too bright, so I'm going to do it very lightly. It's a teal. This is Curious. This is one of my favorites. I hardly use it anymore these days, but you know, I may get a little bit of some gold if I can get one that works. That's peacock grass. I think I like this brown. This one will work, maybe. This one's called brass peacock, so it's got a little brassiness to it. Because this kind of has a little brassy look. Stuff from my hard drive on my computer. I've been rebooting it. I've been trying to make sure everything's updated, and it keeps locking up on me, and I'm getting rather frustrated with it. But I don't know where we were in our process. Hopefully you can hear me. The chat box will be up. We started spraying Tattered Angels on, hey, thank you, on the doilies. I've got a pink, and this is kind of a teal gold here, and the same process, because I was spraying on my papers in my box here, I'm adding decorations to pages. So that's another way to build pages too. If you're in a mode where you don't really have a lot of just plain papers, make them whenever you're spraying or adding color to things. All right, so I'm going to pick a winner here in just a moment of the 200 junk bucks, and then Robin is donating an envelope of goodies that she's giving away. I think she may have two. So let's go ahead and give away the junk bucks, and then we'll give away the one that Robin has, a little goodie bag of stuff. So now that I have colorized these doilies, I need to add some distress inks to the edges, like so. I'll go ahead and I'm going to cut this in half, so I want to make sure that I get both sides done. So this is going to get glued onto the edge here, and then we're going to put this piece over it. I may cut it smaller and into a more rectangle piece. Maybe I'll just cut it in half. That might be an idea. So let me do this one while we're at it, because again we're going to cut this in half and put it on the sides. I'll get the extras out of the way. So it was going to go on the sides here. Okay. 2 envelopes. 2 envelopes. She's giving away 2 envelopes today. So, all right, let's pick a winner of the 200 junk bucks, and then I will start the raffle for one of 2 envelopes. So we'll pick 2 winners, okay? All right, giveaway. We're going to get one winner of the 200 junk bucks, and that person is Julie Parker. Congratulations. I got choked. Congratulations, Julie. All right, let's reset that. And then we're going to go envelope of goodies from Robin. Okay. And open giveaway. How's that? Envelope of goodies from Robin. We're going to do 2 of those. I didn't put that in the message, but I think you got it. Okay. So I'm going to cut these apart. Now, do I want to put it where it's behind? Maybe that's what I want to do. And then if I were to cut this in half and round the corners, I could put that right here. And even put a butterfly on it. I think I like the way that looks better. All right, let's cut this. Thank you so much, Robin, for sharing your goodies. That's probably the next thing I need to do is paper clip a bunch of stuff together or stack it all together and mail out your do-it-your-own page. Here's all the supplies. Now make something. I think that's what I want to do. I'm going to flip this around and glue this. Maybe that's what we need to do as a swap, is make your own page. You supply all the little things for them to make the page. And you can sketch it out, I guess. That might be kind of a neat thing to do, is to sketch it out for the person that you're going to give it to in the swap. And then that way they have your vision. This is what I was thinking. And then the challenge is for that person to either make it or make something like it. I think I'm going to round the corners of that. Let's do a 1/4 inch. It's always more fun to make something from somebody else. I kind of agree with that. You know, I had fun using that journal cover. It's been in my stash for a while, and I just kept putting it aside. And I just finally said, you know, I really need to use that. It's really kind of neat. Why am I procrastinating? Okay, I think that works. Does that look pretty good in the middle there? We can do that next year in the group. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Or I can make it a special live stream swap. Maybe that's what I should do, is if you want to participate in it, if you like this idea, I'll do a video on it. But go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Hey, Linda, let's do a put your own page together swap. And if you'll put your name on there, and if I have your email address, if you will come to my website and use the contact me form, so you don't have to put your email address in the comments, email me. That way I can email you back and say, hey, this is when this is going to happen. I need your information. And then we'll just do a little swap. We should do that swap. Okay, good. Okay. Yeah, it looks like lace, but it's not, right? Okay, well, I'm glad you like that idea. Well, I'll host it. And what I'll do is I'll get everybody's information, and then I'll do a drawing to pair everybody up. So if you want to do this, it could be going international, because I have several international people, and I'll need your mailing address and full name for the swap, so that whenever I give your information to your swap partner, you guys can swap with each other. I like that. Isn't that pretty how that turned out? I like it. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this, and then we can glue this over the top of it, so that's going to be really pretty. Robin can set that up. Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought. You could help me get that set up. Robin's good at swaps. She likes doing that. I think that would be fun. If that's something you want to do, then Robin will help me out, it sounds like. And we'll get your information, and then I'll do a video coming up soon. So just start getting it in your head that you want to do this. And my concept would be fill up like a 6x9 envelope, because you can fold your papers in half, if that's a good size for everybody, because it's not really expensive to ship, you know, if you keep it relatively thin. And so the idea would be you would include a base paper, ways to decorate the base paper, And then you would sketch out your idea. And it could be that the person who gets it may piecemeal your page and make 2 or 3 pages out of it. Or they may do exactly what your vision was. You know, like this one, I could take a picture of that and use that as my example and say, okay, using the supplies I'm sending, can you make the page like this? Maybe all the different colors. Maybe they're going to be purples instead of the shades of pink and teal. I don't know. That's something. And you're making something for yourself while you're at it. All right. Oh, I got this little blue piece. What if I do it like that and it kind of makes it look like it's a little label down here? Backdrop. A small bow instead of the 4-corner would have been fun. Oh, I see what you're saying. I could put something else on there too. Now, do I want to go ahead and round that? I think I'm going to leave it rectangular and glue that together. And again, I'm using the scraps that have been created on my desk. I don't have a journal card inside of the envelope. Should we go ahead and address that now? Go ahead and find something and basically complete this page. Or do you like to get to a stopping point and put it aside and then come back later and add other things? I think I'm going to put that right here. And I never know if I'm going to add anything, so I'm going to make this a small pocket right here. Because you never know. You may have a little bitty piece of paper that you want to stick in there. And I was just looking at this. Look at here. What I could do. What I could do. I'm trimming this. All right. So I'm going. I don't know why I still have my gloves on. I just got used to wearing them, I guess. Okay. So my thought was, what if I kind of make this a little envelope? So I'm going to fold down this corner and fold down this corner and then fold this down slightly. I think I can make that look like the whole thing was an envelope, but it's not. And then you can fold this out. It's just a little piece of paper. It was a scrap laying here on my desk. And now just by adding a little bit of distress ink, it's going to look like a little letter stuck in there. Oh, thank you, Julie. I like that. Now, I put the... I think I want... So this is going to go in the pocket and probably going to go with this side out. Or over here. I don't know yet. I'm going to glue this down, but I think I want to do the henna rose stamp again. It's usually because they didn't take them off. I just didn't feel like taking them off. You craft with gloves on? Okay. You would feel awkward with the gloves on. I don't know. To me, I got used to it, so it's not real difficult for me. Okay, I think I like that. Just adding that little element. All right, and there's some debris on my page. And I think I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then this will go here. Now, do I want to stamp across here? I could do the corners. I think I will. Let me get a little piece of paper. I think what I want to do is stamp right in the middle here so that there's a little here and there's a little there. I like that. And then what if we go ahead and do the corners? Like that. And so now we got this fancy envelope that has the corners with the lace. And it's still relatively plain. There's other stuff we could add on here if we want to. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and glue down these two pieces. And then let's see what we can put in the pockets besides the envelope. And possibly we need to find something to put inside the envelope. Okay, I like that. And then we'll put this butterfly over here. And you haven't even got out words with this one. Not really. I've got this one down here, but at the same time, maybe we don't need a bunch of descriptor words. All right, so then my thought was this is going to go here. So when you get to that page, and then when you pull this out, you have this portion. And then you have this little faux envelope that we stuck here. I had a card that I made. It says, follow your heart. And this was just scraps again that I had left over. And I just piled them all up together. I have this white piece. I think what I'd rather do is have something tall and skinny back here. So let me see what I have right here. I might have some that I made. So let's see what works. This one's pink as well. So let's see if any of these fit. See, I'm trying to use up some of the stuff I've made too. All right, so I've got this really bright pink one. Got this one. I don't think I want this one. And then this one is a pocket made out of a book page and gel print. And then the card is stuck in here. And if we put that in. So actually this one I think blends the best, doesn't it? Now what we could do is put this guy over here. It does cover up the lace, but it sure gives us some pretty layers, doesn't it? You like the follow your heart one? Yeah, it'll go. I like it. You like that? Like the way that is? Okay. All right, putting that over here out of the way. Scrappy, scrappy, scrappies. I've got scrappies. I'm trying to clear off my desk a little at a time here so that I don't have too many things laying here. But at the same time, sometimes these scraps come in handy for the next one, right? You like the pocket tags? I think I want to add some distress inks to this side. We didn't add bling. So should we add some bling? I feel like, you know, we've got some decoration on here. What kind of thing? How about if I were to add some tabs to the top here? I think a tab, if let's just pretend this was a tab here at the top of the page, that you could put in another little piece of paper for a label. And that kind of helps fill in, because I feel like this gap is open. So I have the punch, and I probably have some pink cardstock, a scrap that I could punch that out of. So let me grab the punch, which should be here, and some pink scraps. This comes in handy for this kind of thing. I save my scraps by color. So I've got a bag inside this box full of pink scraps. So I'm just going to thumb through here real fast. We could use that shade of pink probably. I think I can get one out of there. We'll see if it's going to... Yeah, we could do that. I'm digging, digging, digging. I've got a really pale pink. But we could darken that up. All right, so I'm going to get those out for now. Set this aside. Get some water. I think I want this one. So what I like to do with paper punches is I turn it upside down, and I've got an acrylic block here that's bigger than my punch, and I'm going to stand up and punch this. That seems to work better for me for some of these larger punches. If you've got a punch that's a little difficult, you may need to work through it with some aluminum foil or some sandpaper so that it punches easier. And some of them, there's nothing you can do. It just doesn't work. I have a couple of punches like that I just can't seem to give up on it. Okay. So I got a couple of tabs. I know I cheated because I used a punch, but sometimes you use what you have. And that's why I invest in some of these tools. Especially all of those years ago that I invested in it. I'm using them. I'm just going to do 2. And I think what I can do is get out some Distress Oxide ink and add a little color to these up here. How's that? And then that kind of helps fills in that corner just a little bit. They go in the junk. You have no patience. I understand. I've got one that I've set it aside, and I'm like, Linda, just get rid of it. So I know I threw one away the other day, and I'm getting ready to go throw those away. I'm going to test them one more time. If it doesn't work, it's going in the trash. I'm not spending the time to figure out why it's not aligned correctly. All right, I'm going to get some pink. I've got flamingo. I don't know if that'll give us enough pink. Let's try it. So I'm just unfolding these, and I'm going to grab the pink brush. That is not it. I must have put it back in here. And it's hiding from me. That's purple. Oh, here it is. That's why I couldn't find it. It's like, it's not in here, Linda. I don't know. This may not be enough of a contrast. I may need to get out the picked raspberry. I don't know. Should it stay that light? I'm trying to get it to... Let me turn it this way just so you can see the color. Or should I darken it up? You tell you used to print them. You don't like tabs, Julie? I don't know. I've used tabs for other projects over the years, not just in journals. That's how I ended up with the punch, was because of other crafts where I used the tabs, because it just felt natural to use them. I think I like that shade of pink better. So yeah, I can see where if you're not used to using it, it's not anything whoopee to you. So you don't have to use them. It didn't have to be tabs per se. Not in like this punch. You could just fold a piece of fabric over or a piece of lace, and that comes your tab and adds a little bit of decoration along the sides. I think I'm going to add some distress inks to the edges and the walnut stain. And then should we go ahead and stamp a little bit of the henna rose on here? I think so. I think it needs a little pattern in here. The other thing I could do as well is I could spray these with a little bit of Tattered Angels. I'm just trying not to do too much where I have to use the heat tool. Alright, so let me grab maybe something where I can add just a little bit of texture, pattern. Alright, so we're going to stamp it. Let's do it this way. Oh, you know what? I could probably get away with doing this once, like that. And then stamping that. And so now it just has a little bit on the corners. Oh, you don't go there. You go there. You go here. All right, so now, do I want, yes, I'm going to do it like that. Glue. I think it's okay, yeah. So I'm just going to come right in from the edge. I like it. I think it looks super cute. Get this out of the way so you can see it more better. What do you think of that? Granted, I only made 2 pages today, but I like how they've come together. There we go. So that would be this side, and then that would be the other side. And I think that turns out pretty cute because of the placement It almost looks like you had it, that would have been centered over this page. I am going to add some distress inks to this side, though, I see. Just add a little distressing. And by adding the other layer of papers on the other side, it has given this page a little bit more heft. And a little bit more bulk with the pocket and then adding all the stuff in it. Okay, so let's see. I sometimes don't add any embellishments on the printed pages as I feel this page, kind of how thick it is. I was thinking of, do I want to put something over here? Maybe what I could do after the live is over is grab my diamond dimensional glitter paint and paint around the outside edges. I used to do that a lot more, but I haven't lately because it does take a little while for the glue to dry or the paint to dry. So I think that would be kind of pretty on there. On this side, maybe we need to add a little piece of bling kind of up here so it kind of draws your eye down, and maybe something in here. I saw, did I already lose it? Oh, here we go. I've got this strip of, so do we want a little strip there and there, or one bigger rhinestone here and here? Let me get a drink and see what else I've got here. I think I have some that look like pearls. Is that in here? Or in there? Well, I have strips. I have strips of them. I'm trying to think what else I had that I could use. Bling! More bling. I do have some in a teal. You know, that might be what it needs, is the teal to pop on the page. I think we have a winner. We're gonna go with the teal. All right. This is a Studio G. So this is a Michaels. Sometimes you can buy it for like $1, and I think sometimes Joanne sells these. Do we want the bigger one? I think so. Let's see how sticky this is. Okay, that's sticking. Come here. And then put one right here. So when we take this out, we've got that bling up there. You can definitely see. And then see the bling there. Take the bling or all the stuff out of the pocket. And then you've got... So I think maybe a smaller piece down here. So do we want the littlest one? I think we'll do this size. And I'm going to put it here. And this one, how about if I put it here? So it just kind of shows up a little bit. I'm using it up! I'm using it up! You like the teal? Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, thank you. All right, you like that? So I'm putting the bling black back in the drawer so I can find it next time I want it. All right, we'll close that up. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. All right, so we made 2 pages today. Do you want me to start a third one or get off here early? I'm liking how that turned out. Let's see what I have for the next one. Oh, I want to do this one. I really want to do this one. Okay, so this is kind of the same color palettes in a sense. If you graduate your colors, because we still have some blues, and I've got a little bit more purple. The greens are being picked up again. We have some of the teals, and this is start another one. Okay, so less bling. that one had pretty good amount of bling on there. All right, less blingage in my stash. So this one, this one should go a lot faster because I've got the things pretty much ready to go. So here is, oh, it's kind of a scrapbook digital paper that I've had for a long time. And so I thought that would be pretty if I just glued it to the back of this gel print and then cut it out. So I'm going to look at this to see. I think I can get away if I go right up to the edge. Oh yeah, that's getting right up there. All right, so if I glue this down here, then I will use up all of that gel print on the back side of this piece of paper. And this one will go a lot faster because I've got more of the pieces already put together. Okay, so now I gotta make sure I've got this right side up because it does matter. All right, I gotta go to the edge. I'm going to put it up to the light to see if I'm there. Yes. And I'm making it a little bit bigger so that I can get a nice crisp edge when I cut off the excess. I need some glue here. Okay. There we go. So now we've got this piece. And so what I'll do is I'll just cut off that excess, and then I'll have a two-sided page. I'm just rubbing it really good because when I go to cut it on my cutter, if there's glue, it'll cause the blade to kind of be gummy. So I'm going to start over here. Let's do this one. Okay. I don't know why I'm doing this backwards. Sometimes I get where I alternate back and forth between left-handed and right-handed. I'm like, why did I do it this way? It's so much easier. Come on now. I like this paper. I don't know where I got it. Okay, I think I got that all cut off. Okay. And I'm not going to keep these little strips. If you want to, you can. Occasionally, you know, like this one is a pretty good sized strip. I can keep that one, but these don't really have anything on them. And I already have enough blank ones. I don't need to save any more. So I'm going to get rid of those. Okay. I think I'm going to quickly add some distress inks all the way around. Finally, y'all won some junk bucks. Junkie Joe's been stingy tonight. All right, just adding some distress inks. You know what I didn't think of? I think I want to put some writing space on this side. But here's the other side with the gel print. I like how that turned out. It's a great background. And remember, if you have rubber stamps that have a copyright that'll allow you to photograph them or photocopy them, you can make really cool backgrounds that you can photocopy and then reuse if you want, if you're into the digital side. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fold this in half. Okay. And then unfold it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do this as well. Sometimes I like to go ahead and mark the center just a little bit. But I like to have the choice of marking it. I told Norella a while back, said, I don't want you to mark it. I want to mark it myself. And I think what I want to do is I put this on here so that you would pull it out this way. And then I've got another little pocket element that I was going to put on this side. And I don't think I need to put gussets. I think the simple would be fine. So let's go ahead and glue this down. As a pocket here. And then these are just elements that I made a while back. And I have a basket that I put them in, and I haven't been using them lately. So I thought, you know, I really need to get these out and use them. I think I'm going to put it right in the middle. I think it just makes it quite pretty. I may have it where it sticks out just a little bit. So I'm going to lay that there just so I know when I glue this down how far back. Okay. Anonymous distressors. Nobody inked around the edges before he came along. Well, true. Distress junkie. Yeah, the distress. I don't know. I was kind of doing my own version of this, Margie, on my greeting cards. I would smudge the edges because I was using white cardstock and I wanted my paper to match. So I have been using a tool, I've got little finger daubers, and I've also used, I just saw them. I use little brushes to do the same thing that I'm doing with that blending tool. I would take this brush and put it in the ink and then sit here and do that in whatever color. Yeah. Yeah, fountain pen. You can use all kinds of stuff. A marker, watercolor paints. That looks good. All right, so then this piece can go just right in here. And I don't know that it needs anything else. The only thing maybe would be a piece of trim. Maybe if I had the right washi tape, I could put that up there. I may leave it for now because I may come up with an idea later on. But I think I want to put a little piece of notepad writing paper on here. So I've got my drawer of all my colors, and let me pull this up. Should we do more of a blue or more of a green? So which do you like better? Or can you even tell the difference? The blue or the green? I'm kind of thinking the blue. And maybe what I can do is see if I have, okay, look here. I've got this little piece. So if I were to tear this, I could use a portion of it behind that. So I'm going to take two of these off. 1, 2. Blue, blue, blue. We're doing the blue. And see, this is how handy this is. That I purchased a long time ago. I would go, every time I would go to the Dollar Tree, if they had these little notepads, I would look and see what colors they had. And if they had a color that I knew I didn't have, or a color that I knew I really liked, I would buy them. I haven't seen them at the dollar store in a long time now. Maybe a lighter blue. No, I think I want this one. Too bad. We got half and half. Nice blue. Okay. So what I want to do is kind of smooth this out a little bit. I think what I want to do is just add some distress inks to the edges of it, and then tear it or cut it in half. And I'll look in my flowers. I don't know if I have any more of the daisy-like flower made up, but we'll see. I think I'm going to cut this. There. Alright, so now I'm just going to take this piece, fold it in half, and cut it. And do this side. Okay, so we could do something like put it across the top, put it down the side, maybe like that. I could add another half doily. So, I mean, I know we're using doilies. You like the doilies, I'm using them. This is called the doily episode. So if I add a little bit of distress inks to this piece, I could stamp on it. I could also get the little daisy stencil and stencil flowers. So what if, do we want to do it this way? I think that's what we want to do. I think put that underneath just slightly right there. I think I'm getting there. All right, so let's do I want to add color to that? We could add a little bit of the green. I still have it out. So I'm going to grab that and just add a little. So it's subtle. It's not a lot of green. It's just a little bit, so it's not stark white anymore. Okay. And let's cut this in half. All right, so this is going to go up here. That's going to go up here. This is going to go down the side. I think I'm going to move this over here, like so. And let's see if what I have in my flowers. I may not have the same. I know I am making these the same, but oh, but look. I have this, and I think I could turn it that way on this side. I think we're getting there. What do you think of that? Oh, I like it. Comes in handy having these flowers done up. I need to do some more, it looks like. Okay, I think I need to decorate here and then glue everything together. So let's see. Here it is. More little daisy stencil. I'm going to do that over these and then glue everything down. So let's do it in a blue. I think my stencil is clean. So I'm going to get my gloves. And I think I'm going to do the ocean blue again because I like it. So I need the blue. Where did you go, dear blue? Really? Oh, there it is. It just was way in there. It was way in the bottom. Okay. I think this will be pretty because it's subtle in the paper. Oops, I almost tore my... I was getting rough. Don't get so rough. Okay. Ta-da! Just a little pattern. You like the flowers? Okay. Thank you, thank you. All right, that needs to be cleaned later. So now we can glue all these pieces. I don't know if we want to stamp on it, but this would go here. This would go here. I think that looks good the way it is. I don't necessarily think it needs anything else on here. So we're going to position somewhat in the center the doily. Come on now. Kind of centering that. And then I know I want to put these kind of going down the side here. So I think I'll go ahead and put down the blue, and then I'll just butt up against. And I may turn this around because this side is a little jagged. I don't know. Let's glue this one down first. Yeah, there's a little bit of writing space on the doily if you want. You like that? Okay. So let's put this right here. And then I'll put this over here. Another pretty thing I've seen is some napkins. So if you've got some pretty floral napkins, you may want to adhere them onto a book page and then layer over it, and you get some really pretty papers. Okay, I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave it on that outside. Okay. It's a little bit of substance there, and then I can put this here. Now, do you want me to leave more writing space on the doily? So turn it down maybe, not have it come up over it. I'll glue this one down while y'all tell me. Leave space or rotate the little flower there. Okay. So now go up here. About the same height. Oopsie, don't stick to my fingers. Okay. And glue this down. Last chance. Get in on the raffle. I gotta pick a winners. Gotta pick the winners. I'm hurrying. Alright, so I want to come closer here. And then this is gonna go in the middle. Okay. Nope, come on. Don't slide on me. Okay. All right. This time your junk bugs were sacrificed. Okay, I'm going to leave room on the doily in case you want to write something or add a word label on top of there. Yeah? And again, not every single page in my journal is going to be embellished to this extent. So don't feel like you have to do that on every single page. If you want to do that, be my guest. Just know that your journal is going to be very fluffy. That's why sometimes I really like to put just a plain page between some of these heavily embellished ones. You like this a lot? Okay. Well, good. This goes in here. So you could choose to have this be the center of the journal, which I might choose to do because I like the variety here. You could have made this the center of the journal, but I think I'm going to like it as an option with some of the other pages. So even if we kind of switch these around, now we have the pink and the blue together. We have the printed and the gel print. That could be the center if you want. We could swap these around. But I would add maybe 3 like this that are heavily embellished. And then I would add in, where did they go? Just a few, like this is a mop-up page. And don't put hardly any embellishments on it so that when you put it between the pages, it's giving you more writing space, but it's not adding a lot of bulk. And look at the patterns that you can add, like this blue one here. That'll be pretty, especially next to the daisy page. I may change this around, I don't know. Would this be better? Or would this be better? I think maybe I'll go with the green just because of the variety. And then if we put this one in here, I mean, you just can keep going back and forth, adding in. Maybe I'll move this over here and put it on this side and have them 2 or 3 in the middle. Okay? You like the blue? Yeah, the blue looks... I'm just, you know, there's the start of a journal. I could also add some, oh, I forgot a page. That's what was going on. I was like, wait, how come I have too many pages? I have another green and another blue. I think we'll use that one because I used this pattern already, didn't I? Yes, okay. There's a little bit of this green in here, okay? And then we've got this blue that when we come up to this page. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I can find some handmade papers or a coffee dyed paper, I could put those in between here. And before I would bind them, I would stamp on them, maybe. Not add any more 3D embellishments because the other pages are going to have quite a bit already on there. If I want, I could add another page tab here. That might be what this page needs, is a page tab. So it matches up here and maybe move it over on the outside. That might be something I do too. All right. Perfect size for a journal. Yeah, you know, I just need a cover, just a simple cover to go with it. And you've got a nice little journal there. All right, let's give away a couple of these envelopes of goodies from Robin. And the first winner is Margie. All right, Margie, I'll pass along your address. Robin may already have it. And everybody is, I'm going to allow entries again. So y'all enter exclamation point raffle. And this is just an envelope of goodies from Robin. I thank y'all for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some little ideas of maybe going through your stash and doing a collage method of using up those pieces. I love how this one turned out. It's so pretty. I love how this one turned out. And how this one turned out. I don't know. This was a lot of fun for me today. I'm going to see about making a journal for putting ideas in so that I'd have that as a reference material. I don't know if I'll start it next week or not. I may do another week of the Eclectic so that I could turn this into a couple of journals. And then the following week, maybe I could work on the sample book. I don't know what to call it yet. What do I want to call it? Inspiration book. Maybe it's in my inspiration journal. And examples. Inspirations and examples. Examples of inspiration. There you go. Examples of inspiration. I need to write that down. All right, that's what we're going to call it. Examples of inspiration. All right. Did I pick a winner? Second winner, the second winner. You're welcome. You're welcome. JJ got scared. And I can't read it. Carton Bastelmapholius. And I don't know what that is. Who is that? Whoever that is, go to my Facebook, or my Facebook, my website, lindaisrael.com. And when you're there, use the contact me form at the top of the page. And then type out who you are on Facebook, on YouTube, and what your real name is, and your mailing address and email address, just in case we need it. And I will get that to Robin so she can mail out your little envelope of goodies. Okay? Alrighty. So what else? Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today. I hope that you're inspired to create, that you get into your space, wherever it may be, whether it be just a tub that you have, that you get out on your dining room table, or maybe you have a full house full of stuff like I do. Get in your space and do something with those items. Make something even as simple as just a note card or something that you could use in a journal later on. The other thing I want you to do is I want you to spread some kindness out there in this world, because you never know what's going on with somebody, and maybe your little bit of kindness is just going to make their day that much better. And I appreciate all of your kind words over this past weekend for my birthday. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoyed this today, and that you will comment below if you wanted to participate in a, what do we call that? A build your own page swap, where you're going to send a bunch of items to somebody else to build their own page. So if that's something you're interested in, do mention in the comments below, and I will get back with you, or Robin will. And if you have a Facebook connection, that also would help too. Alrighty, well, I'm going to get off here. Y'all have an amazing night, amazing day, amazing week, and I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your time. I feel so very blessed. I think I'm going to go play with my Lego and come up with some ideas for the examples of inspiration. I think I like it. All right, that's that. I coined it. That's it. Kindness is the best. Exactly. Build your own swap page would be cool. Okay, good. I'm glad. You're very welcome, Margie. Thank you. If you like that idea, comment in the comment section below this video when we're done, and we'll get back to you. All right, y'all have an amazing day, amazing week. Love you lots. Take care, everybody. Bye.